We're off to paradise with Dongwoo, Sulki, Soeun, and Youngjae. Right off the bat, it seems that Youngjae and Soeun are enjoying each other's company and really hitting it off. The chemistry is definitely present between them. But as we shift over to Dongwoo and Sulki, there is immediate friction. Honestly, we don't know why either of them chose each other. The chemistry is out of whack, and Dongwoo seems to constantly push Sulki out of her comfort zone with a barrage of questions. It's apparent that Sulki isn't very comfortable being pushed so quickly. Amidst our paradise couples, we learned that Youngjae works at a securities firm as a financial planner and investment broker. It's an interesting turn from our speculation of his research into alternative foods, but that also may have been research into an investment opportunity. Soeun is an artist, Dongwoo is a doctor, and Sulki is a pianist. Such diverse professions so far among our contestants, and not one a fitness model or trainer.
Everyone left in Inferno is definitely feeling the effects and the pressures of having been left behind, and also having their initial interests rejected. But not long after our couples return from paradise, is Inferno shaken up by the surprise twist. There will be more couples going to paradise immediately, but their selections must be new, giving each contestant more opportunities to visit paradise. To make matters more dramatic, a new challenger has entered the ring in the form of Jin Young.
What's up, Sunday fam? Welcome back to another video. Singles Inferno is hot right now.
Yeah, especially with the new guy, Jin Young. Oh, he came in with lots of charisma, lots of attitude, lots of spunk, and just kind of showed up and like just won the day or like won the moment.
Yeah, especially when the game is rigged. So let's take a look at this three-way match really quickly. So right off of the bat, what is there anything wrong you see with this picture?
Right away, I think the flag is further away from Jin Young, but also it's kind of weird, like geometry or something like that, where like the positioning is kind of like, I don't know, like what do you think?
Well, physics would tell you that this is completely imbalanced, right? So we have the anchor point right here, and then we have here Jungwoo on the left, we have Dongwoo on the right. There's clearly opposite forces pulling at each other,
and
right?
The leverage all goes to Jin Young.
Yes, and so Jin Young going this direction, there's absolutely zero opposing force that he has to pull from. Now, in order for this to be balanced from this anchor point, they would have to be going this way, and Jin Young would be going that way, because there's nobody pulling against Jin Young. So all he has to do is kind of pull these two to the side a little bit to reach his flag.
Yeah, all the leverage just happens to be in his favor, and that's why it seems so easy for him to be victorious. But as we're watching, it was just like, wow, he just like came in there and just like took everyone's pride.
Absolutely, and I saw it immediately. Like, if there's nobody opposite of that one person, he's just gonna pull on the shared kind of physics of both bodies, but not even opposing to him, right? They're opposing each other, of course. So I was a little ticked off there. It's like I think they kind of wanted to make a show.
They wanted to
out
shake
of his
it up.
entrance.
Yeah,
you know?
they wanted to shake it up, shake up the whole like dynamic of the group. As you can see, all of the women were like, "Oh, wow, yeah!"
Yeah, really shook things up. Now, let's talk about Soeun really quickly, because I feel like Soeun has to be one of the most genuine people on the island. It surprised me when she reciprocated Hanbin's efforts, right?
Yeah.
It would seem like the easiest thing to do would be to pick someone that she's had more time to talk to, or even maybe pick Jin Young, who is new. But, Hanbin made an effort to take her aside and talk to her, and then, she realized that the chopping onions card was from him. Right. And so she reciprocated and took him to paradise.
That was a little surprising because they had such a good time, Youngjae and Soeun, right? Like, they looked like they were having a really good time, and it reminded me of Jin Taek, where Soeun kind of like strategically stayed hoping that Jin Taek would do the same thing
stayed
and
in
stay.
Inferno.
But Jin Taek went with
paradise
somebody
with
else.
someone else, yeah.
And this time around, Youngjae did that kind of same strategy. He was like, oh, I'm hoping that the Soeun stays, but then Soeun chose Hanbin, and then they went off to paradise.
Yeah, which kind of like brought Youngjae down a few pegs.
Back to reality, right?
Well, no, it brought him down a few pegs in my book, because I felt bad for Soe. Like how could you avoid the situation, right?
Oh,
because
yes.
you are pursuing someone wholeheartedly. So you choose someone that is obviously is not going to choose you. You don't really have any established rapport going into this choice. And Soe has been so clearly
I'm a little bit
feelings.
conflicted with Young Jae here because clearly he said, and it was pretty obvious that he wants to talk to just about everybody to get to know them. But then deep down inside, he does this thing where like he prevents or like strategically prevents himself from going to paradise with Soe. I don't know, like massage his ego in a way, but like you said, brought him down a couple pegs there because he has to be put in his place, so to speak.
Yeah, with Soe having a conversation with Young Jae and kind of like, easing the tensions there and kind of saying, hey, you don't need to pressure yourself. I think that was just being very diplomatic, but we knew that, she was crying and it really hurt her feelings.
That was sad.
거절당해도 사실 상관없을 사람 마음이 어쩔 수 없는 거니까 근데 속상해.
And if you really want to be, if you really want to get to know everyone, and if you're curious about everyone, at least pick Soe and have that conversation.
Absolutely.
and then go from there with that new information and move on to the next person, because Soe is immediately interested in you.
Yeah.
So just make that match right then and there. Now this is a surprise. Sejong is hot, and everyone in the tent describes her as girl crush, right? She's got the looks, she's got the body, and she's got the personality. She seems to be kind of very direct with the expression of her feelings, yet has not gone to paradise with anyone.
Right. That's surprising to me too, because like you said, like she's very charismatic, she's beautiful, it seems like she's like the total package, but maybe there's something about her directness that kind of turns people off. Like she's just so obvious about everything, and maybe it's just like it's going against her at this point because it's not working, and it seems like everyone is just drawn towards obviously Young Jae is drawn towards Soon, but then also there's Soki, like multiple people, I think.
I don't understand it. So in our previous video, I speculated that Dongwoo would come back and have to choose someone else, and Nadine would have moved on to the next one. But unfortunately, halfway true, Dongwoo would go back to Nadine, and Nadine still went to Dongwoo. So I'm a little bit disappointed that she had not moved on, because it was a little sneaky to kind of talk about going to paradise together, and then choose someone else.
Yeah, the dynamic is really getting very interesting and hot, like Inferno. Like the Inferno of your heart is gonna be burning like crazy, because like some of these contestants are just like now kind of set on who they're most interested in, and it's going to be really hard to be interested in other people because there's going to be couples that's going to be in place from now on. And so the other scenario is that everyone else is just good friends and just kind of like watching the couples get it on.
Yeah, I think in this game, in this little show here we got going on, I feel like it's 50-50 valuable. Your time in Inferno and Paradise. I feel like some contestants are kind of hedging their bets on going to Paradise, but you have a lot more time in Inferno to get to know people. You don't need to know their age and their profession to get to know them, right? And so I know that they're limited in that aspect, but I feel like more conversations and more connections can be made during Inferno. Like we've got 2-on-2 left in Inferno this time.
I think it's really tough because you got to feel that that vibe with the other person, right? And if you don't feel it, it's almost forced. Like, oh, I need to go to paradise, so let me talk to this person. Can we like kind of hint at each other that we agreed to go to paradise together? And then, is there really actual like true feelings involved there? You know what?
There's a bit of truth in that, but I do feel like a lot of people are kind of tunnel visioning.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? And so there is this opportunity. We have Yoonjae and Jongwoo, Soe and Sejong left in Inferno. Make the most of it. Try to get to know the other person, even if you don't have that romantic push at the very beginning.
Right.
You can't just sit there and kind of wallow in the fact that you did not go to paradise, right? You just got to make an effort. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get the first person that you're interested in.
I feel like, especially for those three, Soe, Jongwoo, and Sejong, like I think they're going to be bystanders for the rest of the way because nothing's clicking.
Unfortunately,
nothing's clicking, and unfortunately for Soe, who like just bawled her eyes out because she was rejected, but I think it was good for her because now it's kind of apparent that Young Jae has no feelings for her whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think, in order for her to not be a bystander, she needs to move on to someone else, probably someone who is more earnest in their feelings. Now, I think I think I'm gonna make a prediction here. I think that Jungwoo might move on from Sulki. I don't know. He's showing some strong signs of just going ham on this one person.
Yeah.
But there might be a catalyst where she might reject him just full out.
Yeah.
And then Jungwoo and Sohee might, I don't know, they might click.
You know, the interesting thing here is Nadine is an athlete. She plays lacrosse, she plays soccer, and so does Jungwoo. Like, he plays soccer. And so, like, it's funny that they haven't really kind of connected in that sense yet.
Because of television, man.
I know. They're just like...
All right, so of our couples in Paradise, let's make our predictions as to what, how old they are and what their professions are. So let's start with Nadine. I think Nadine is closer to 26, 26, 27, and she is a, I keep on defaulting to this, but a fitness instructor or something.
Instructor.
I don't know, something right.
Yeah, I would agree. She's probably around, in terms of age, I think she's around 26, 27. Man, but her profession, like knowing that she's also like English and Korean speaking, so I'm thinking
Very
something
international, maybe?
something diplomatic, maybe like she might be a diplomat or like an ambassador or something like that, working at an embassy.
Yeah. And then Jin Young, we know that he rides the motorcycles.
He is a badass character for this show.
I think he is a gearhead.
And there's sparks going on in Paradise between him and Sulki as well.
I mean, I wouldn't call it sparks. I just think he would call it sparks.
Well, I want to call this out because like when they left for Paradise, he did not offer to carry her bags, and she was like, "Can you carry these for me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "No, okay, never mind." It was like, "Okay, you carry it." I thought I was just like hilarious, and like the commentators too were just like, "That's awesome. We've never seen that before, and it's fantastic."
I mean, I'll give him credit though; he's never seen it before. But I'm a ladies' man. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta carry.
But
their
you know what?
bags.
There's something about the badasses that Sulki is smitten for sure. Like
Yes.
you can just see it in her action.
in the preview alone, we see that
Yeah.
there's some kind of potential
what I said,
for
it's a
crossing a
little
line.
spoiler,
Okay, so Jin Young, I believe Jin Young is a young 29 to almost 30, and he's a gearhead. I think he works in like a garage because like this
Pretty
motorcycle
obvious. That's
thing.
your low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, that's my low-hanging fruit.
I actually think he could possibly be like a trainer or like a mixed martial artist in like MMA sports or something like that.
You think he has time though? He
so
works out like
blasé.
5 days a week.
Yeah, I mean he's just so blasé about everything, and it looks pretty competitive. I mean that's a stretch for me.
Hanbin. Hanbin,
It's
right
really
off
obvious
low hanging
he's a chef.
fruit is the chef, right? I don't know. There are a lot of people, including us, who
we
just
like
take
to cook, yeah.
inspiration from TV cooks and Gordon Ramsay. So he might be just good in that sense. So I'm gonna try to steer away from the low hanging fruit.
How old is Hanbin?
I think Hanbin is 32, 34-ish. He seems more mature than even Dongwoo, which is 32, right?
I think so. Okay.
And I think Hanbin might be... I'm going to go out of the left field here because there is obvious low-hanging fruit. I think he's an architect.
And oh wow, that's different. I mean, he does have that focus and intense like purpose in what he's doing right there.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool guess. I think Hanbin is actually below 30 because maybe around 26 or 27. Like he looks like an absolute baby. But in terms of profession, he's probably in hospitality industry because, like you said, he's always like kind of like paying attention and like serving everybody and all
That's
of that
true.
kind of stuff. So maybe he's like in the restaurant industry too. So like yeah.
I could see him as like a GM of like a hotel. Imagine he owns his own hotel.
Yeah, but you know what? Like a lot of these professions, they're like professionals. Like Dongwoo's a freaking doctor.
Yeah, he is.
I was like, I thought he was a fitness model.
Yeah, I mean, a lot. Again, like there's a lot of...
He is a freaking pianist.
There's a lot of low-hanging fruit when it comes to, reality shows like this, especially given season 1, where we had a lot of like influencers, fitness trainers, and all kinds of like athletic type of professions, where in this case we have pianist, an artist, a doctor, and a securities firm agent. This is crazy. It's very diverse right now, and so I'm trying to go in the left field by saying architect and gearhead or tuner.
Yeah,
for Jin Young.
Or like in terms of a gearhead, he owns his own like
garage
chain of garages, like Fast and Furious.
It's called the Jin Youngs. I don't know. But let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who is going to be be in the next Paradise? How do you think the couples that are going to Paradise in the next couple of episodes are going to shake out? And let us know if you have any star ships that you have that you want to see at the very end of this season.
I'm shipping Soon all the way with somebody. I don't know who yet. I don't know
I'm-
who yet. I
I'm-
feel like Youngjae kind of like I kind of fell out of favor for me because of his actions in the last one.
I feel like I have a bit of like a kinship with the Outcasts, and I'm trying to ship Soi and Jungwoo.
Oh,
Because-
yeah, they belong together.
Yeah. In any case, leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more videos like it. Hit the bell icon to turn on notifications. But as always, this is We're Watching This Sunday. We'll see you guys in the next one.